Hakari, Panda, and Hajime. These are the 3 people we definitely know are in colony number 2. Colony number 2 was also meant to consist of Angel, but Angel's actually in colony number 1 from when we saw her go into Megami, but we will soon find out. Usu! What's up guys, my name is Jake Xiao and today we're actually going to be breaking down the possibilities that can occur of Hajime and Hakari going up against each other within the Cullen game.
Goddamn right.
This is not going to be an easy fight at all, and I want to break down why I believe the outcomes will happen how it seems. If you look at the thumbnail, you kind of have an idea what I think. Anyway guys, make sure to click the like button. I would appreciate it thoroughly if you do. Make sure to also comment down below what you think the outcome of this fight would be and how this is gonna pan out. Subscribe if you're new, turn on the post notifications, and let's get into the video. Firstly, we're gonna talk about what we know from Hajime. So Hajime is a player within the Cullen games that has gained 200 points. The 200 points mean that he's killed around 40 sorcerers. The reason that I would say he killed around 40 sorcerers is because he's looking only for big challenges, and he's also looking for Sukuna. So you can already see that he's a person that wants to just fight the strongest, meaning that 5 times 40 would be 200, equaling 200 points. He then used 100 of his points to then add rule into the Cullen games to be able to see the players' information, including their number of points, the number of rules they've added, and the current colony they're in. This will make it easier for him to find Sukuna. This will actually make Hajime aim to go towards Sukuna, meaning that he will try and change colonies. And with the conversation of Megami and Reggie, there is approximately 100 sorcerers or 100 people per colony. That would mean that in colony number 2, there is not that much people left, and only the strongest would survive. Hajime seems to have had no trouble thus far, and said that 400 years ago, a lot of people were much tougher. For the person to reference 400 years ago, must mean that he wasn't directly born during the Heian era. This is very interesting. That means that he was not born around the time that Sukuna was, but he probably heard Sukuna as a legend. And not only that, he wanted to fight that legend. So when he came into contact with Kenjaku one day, Kenjaku promised him that he would be able to fight one of the strongest people alive, which was Sukuna, which then allowed him to bind the contract with him. This allowed him to thirst for the battle that he wanted and not die regretting the fact that he wasn't fighting anyone strong his whole life. So that is all we know so far from Kashimo. Then we move on to Hakari. Hakari is actually anticipated to be one of the strongest within the show, in line with Yuta Kotsu and Goju Satoru. So what we do know from Hakari is that he has an ability that is not like the normal Jujutsu's ability. It's more modern, which could be used to his advantage in the fight against Hajime. He has in a sense been hyped up within the show Jujutsu Kaisen for a very long time, from almost the beginning of the series. We only saw a glimpse of his ability when we saw 2 doors close in against Yuji. Those doors came out of nowhere, and he seemed to rough Yuji up a little bit. In the show of Jujutsu Kaisen, you can tell already that Hakari is very strong, and not only that, you can see his IQ is quite high. He seems to be a smart person, also a businessman, but with being a businessman, there has to be no emotions involved. But you can see that when he was a Jujutsu sorcerer, he seemed to care about a lot of people. So this pretty much sums up what we know of Hakari so far, and we know that he's going to go into colony number 2 with Panda. Similar to Megami, they might encounter a strong sorcerer from back in the day. Now that we've gone over Kashimo and Hakari, I am going to be telling you guys what I believe and predict that will happen within this colony. I'm going to suggest 2 outcomes that might happen, and I want to know you guys' thoughts in the comments down below, as well as tell me what you guys think would also happen. Here we go. Suggestion number 1. Panda encounters Kashimo first. Kashimo is now defeating Panda to the point where Panda actually is gonna die, but Panda uses the sister core. God knows what the sister core is, but it gives him a little bit of leeway within the fight, as he becomes more durable to Kashimo. Then Hakari comes in and actually saves Panda from maybe a defining blow, or maybe in the middle of the fight. Hakari then, fights with Hajime, and Hajime is looking for Sukuna, which would suggest that his premise in the story of Jujutsu Kaisen is going to be much bigger than just one fight. And not only that, He has killed 200 sorcerers. To throw him away would be wasteful. But then on the other hand, Hakari is also being hyped up in the whole show. Seeing him lose would be disappointing because of the expectations that we have from him. But he's also fighting someone very strong, so this is going to be a very close battle. What I do believe would occur is that Hajime would actually win, or is going to be a stalemate. It's going to be a stalemate to the point where Panda will leave the colony and warn Kurara of what's occurring. Kurara will then be forced to enter the culling games, and when she does, there'll be no communication anymore from the outside. Hakari and Kashimo in this instance is severely injured, and the way everything's been going, he would merely escape. But that would be my prediction 1. My prediction 2, which is actually going against what I was saying before, is seeing a way for Hakari to actually win. So the reason I think that Hakari would actually win in this case is because, number 1, as I said already, he's been gassed up the whole show. But if you really look at it for what he is, he wants to fight Sukuna because he wants to fight the strongest, not because Sukuna has done anything in particular, meaning that he just wants to fight someone really strong. Now, Gojo has told us already that Hakari is almost close to him, as well as Yuto Okkotsu. Even Yuto Okkotsu himself said that at a certain point, Hajime is going to be stronger than me, especially when he gets going. Every time there seems to be a bit of trouble, Gojo always acknowledges the fact that Hakari will be fine. There's literally little room for doubt. Why does he have so much confidence? And knowing everyone that's around, knowing all the cursed spirits that's been involved, Jogo, Hanami, Choso, Ahito, Gojo has seen them or heard of them and knows what they're capable of. But he still genuinely has belief in Hakari. So with all this, the odds are stacked against Kashimo. And Hakari is actually going to prove why he's going to be fine and why Gojo has so much faith in him. Yes, the second prediction is the fact that Hakari will win, and with winning, Panda's gonna find out that Angel's not within this colony. Then they may have to discuss about changing colonies, but Hakari is gonna be in a position where he's not able to really think because he's injured. So Panda's gonna be carrying him around and going from place to place. That is my prediction. I know this was a bit weird because it's like, okay, if I think it's going to be a stalemate or a lose or a win, then I'm trying to predict every outcome. More I was predicting was how the outcome would form, why the outcome would be, and what points each side could actually suggest for each other. The real people I want to decide who's going to win or lose is you guys down in the comment down below. Who do you think is going to win? Why do you think XYZ would win over this? And what makes them so much more appealing, even though we both haven't seen any of their techniques and what they can really do. But that would conclude the video. This was a little bit of a fun discussion and I want to know what you guys' thoughts are. So as I said before, comment down below what you think. Leave a like on the video and subscribe for more Jujutsu Kaisen content in the future. Turn on the post notification bell, and as I say to the new people that come and visit my channel, Jana.